First, it was dismal sales. Now, out-of-date technology, if you can believe that. Verizon says that iPhone that you bought less than a month ago will be outdated by summer. And here to help us understand what's actually going on is the Watchdog on Wall Street. Is this a good business move for Verizon?
Well, they're trying to get people in the door, in and out as much as possible. My expiration date already went off a while ago. I'm still using Blackberries and things like that. But I don't really think it matters at this point in time. People are it's such a drove to get these new products. They're going to keep rolling in and out the door.
But do you think Verizon did jump the gun? Why didn't they wait later on for this debut? Is it that first quarter, second quarter kind of deal to try to bring people
I just think it was a demand. I heard it was over 1 million units that they sold.
But it's still, they didn't have, they're not having the sales that they had anticipated that they have. So you think maybe people are waiting?
Well, yeah, I think that's a part of it too. It's anticipating, kind of like with me with the iPad. Now I'm saying, oh wow, now they got the second one that's out now, and it can do a couple more tricks. So you got to wait a little bit, I guess, and then you got to see what newer things are going to come out.
They're also changing possibly the unlimited plan, and that was a big draw into Verizon, saying you can use it as much. Is that fair for them? Could you see any lawsuits come out of that saying I signed on with unlimited, now it's going away?
Well, you see some of the new technology in regards to this new iPad with the video conferencing. It's going to be using up a lot of bandwidth, so they're going to have to start charging for this stuff eventually.
Meanwhile, AT&T goes back and says we're ready, and that's why they held off on their 4G possibly. I don't know. Will you get the iPad? Do you feel gypped if you bought that iPhone from Verizon? Let us know. I don't want to.
23 minutes after the hour, we've got some really cool stories to talk to you about. A puppy in Oklahoma, let me tell you, can't keep a good dog down.
That's right.
I ain't talking about your man, girl. I'm talking, I'm just saying. This is really cool, this puppy.
It's still sad, though.
It is sad. No, it is sad because he was along with a group of puppies, 5 other dogs. They were homeless.
Emaciated, very skinny.
And so the vet said, you know what, we need to put them down.
Which is terrible. You know, let's not feed the dogs and try to rehabilitate them. Let's just go ahead and put them down. So that's what he did. He calls up the veterinarian. They euthanize all 5 dogs and then discard them in a dumpster.
Well, the next day they came back and this dog survived. And now they've nicknamed him Wall-E due to the the movie Wall-E.
If he needs a home, you call me up.
Well, honey, you got to get in line.
Stephen King write a book about this called Pet Cemetery or something like that?
No.
That's not happened a while ago.
Well, you mentioned you want to adopt him. Apparently, there have been so many people because the guy put the story on Facebook and on the internet and YouTube and all that, and so many people now want to adopt the dog.
And that's the thing. If these shelters would just reach out there and say, hey, we got 5 dogs who are frail, skinny, they're about to be put down, we need homes for them, so many people would jump to the rescue. Instead, it's easier to make a phone call to a vet and say, put these dogs down. Terrible.
Okay. Well, it's easy if you need some help in your sex life for this one therapist. Apparently, she is taking new therapy and says it works perfect for her. She does it online.
The naked therapist.
Yeah. She conducts her online therapy session.
She's conducting online therapy. That's a reason for the iPod or the iPad 2 right there.
There you go.
It's got the front camera. That is why they invented the iPad 2.
She does these sessions via
amongst
Skype,
other
Chris.
reasons.
On Skype. And she once she gets to know you, she reveals more of herself.
Yes,
and then finally she sits down. She says it works perfectly to get a man to open up about himself.
She's 24 years old. She has about 30 clients, and in some situations, she will even do in-person
therapy sessions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's opening up something. Definitely. Nice. And a new book says women are better. Yes, and it was written by a man. Yes. The book is called Man Down: Proof Beyond a Reasonable Doubt that Women Are Better. Cops, drivers, gamblers, spies, world leaders, beer taster, hedge fund manager, and just about everything else.
Guys looking to get something.
I wonder what that might be. He's just telling the truth.
He's telling the truth, saying we are better at tolerating
women live longer, tolerate pain better.
There you go. Do you buy it? DailyBuzzNow.com is the place to go. Okay, coming back, we are talking about that whole Westboro Church decision out of the Supreme Court, buzzing about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. And we're getting the dish on Charlie Sheen from a People magazine writer. But
first, he's the next big thing in music, and he's taking the world by storm. Give it up for Sean Rocks.
We are, by the way, in our society. There we go. Let's protest guys that basically defended our country. Way to go, jackasses. All righty. Of course, as you mentioned there, Kia, iPad is on everybody's tongues. It's like ecstasy and Charlie Sheen. Anyway, here's some of the top searches from our friends at Yahoo. People are looking for them. First off is the release date from the brand new iPad. March 11th, that's next week. And usually you had to wait for a new Apple product coming out. So really, really cool stuff there. Yeah, well, you're going to wait no matter what. You can count on
Hey,
that.
Mitch, I'm sorry, really quickly, in that picture, it has all the different colors. What are
These
those?
are covers that come with it that will turn it off, but it also turns, it folds up, and it's magnetic, and it holds it both as a portrait or landscape way. Unbelievable, really cool, and it's an extra option
Real
for $40.
quick, Mitch, same price?
Same price for the iPad. It's $499 to start off. Also, the sizes, the iPad 16, iPad 2, 64, basically a memory that it's going to have in it. And finally, did he show up? Steve Jobs showed up at the event and did all of the announcements. So this iPad, of course, everybody's talking about. It's half as thin as the other one, or pretty close to it. You know what else half as thin?
What?
Look at that. Steve Jobs.
Just making sure.
You guys are great. I love you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
There's people sitting here watching the show that are visiting us
they
in the
have
studio,
no idea
and they're
what's
just
going
like,
on. What is going on?
what's happening here?
All right, yeah, it's a hot mess, but we got to wait a second. Let's go around the water cooler to talk about this one. Talking about can you really promote and develop sexual chemistry? We got our watchdog on Wall Street in the house talking about this as well. No financial news here, but you're a married guy. I've been married for a long
I
time.
appreciate you, bringing me in on this topic. I can put this on my resume after my Markowski in a minute segment.
We'll get you a copy of
Andy
the
tried to diss me on last time.
You'll be a sex therapist. There, you can talk money, you can talk sex. Okay, so there's an interesting article on askmen.com, and it says, okay, the way you snag a lady is to develop that sexual chemistry, and it actually gave some tips about how guys can do this, saying establish a common ground, with the ladies. Come up with something that's similar, whether it's a moral ground, intellectual ground, whatever, but establish that common ground. Put effort into the conversation. Don't just agree with her on every single thing, because it's like, you're boring. You don't have your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Be perceptive. Know when she touches you or glances or smiles at you.
It's a hint.
Then it's a hint. And then also be mysterious. This is the one that I don't like too much, because they're saying if a girl knows that she has you, then she'll walk all over you. But sometimes guys can be too mysterious, and it's a turnoff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If she asks you, hey, what'd you do today? Nothing. Or I went to work.
I don't think that's mysterious.
That's just
I think
being
they're just
a nut.
saying maybe don't lay it all out on the line on the first date. Have them. What?
He said, I don't know you.
Oh, you don't know me. No, you want them to come back for more. You know what I mean?
Just be
Leave them
careful
hanging
with
a little
I think
bit.
it's important to be yourself. You don't want to be walked on. I really do. I think you got to be yourself. It develops the intimacy between two people. You don't want to, you're pretending to be somebody else. If you're trying to impress somebody, something like that, you're not going to really develop much of anything.
Wise words, Chris. And also, I want to point out, when you're creating sexual chemistry, it's not the size of your beaker that counts. It's the motion of the osmosis.
Science lesson.
The other two, act coy. Love it when the girls are playful with you and tease you, and then create those positive vibes. You know what I mean? Don't be just a dud, a hole in the wall. Be fun and exciting. Do you think you guys had that instant sexual chemistry from the very beginning, or did you have to develop it?
Oh, everybody's got a kind of first, meet type of
I'm
a
sure
story.
you had it for her.
Yeah, she was very attractive, so, at least, so I think so.
Do you buy any of these tips?
This is, I honestly, I think you can put all these things down here. You just have to be yourself. You can try to, there's so many self-help books, help this, that. I mean, come on, just be yourself. Go out there,
The words from the wise. DailyBuzzNow.com is the place to go. How do you create sex?